It's April the 16th, and this is your Pacific Palisades Real Estate Market Update. I'm James Respondek with Rodeo Realty, and I've sold hundreds of homes to generations of Palisadians, and I'm here to help you too. Here is this week's important market activity. There are 278 properties on the market in the Palisades. Of those, 202 are land listings and 76 are existing homes. 611 properties have sold since the fire, okay? And of those, 466 are lots and 145 are existing homes. 49 in escrow, 35 are lots, and 14 are existing homes. By the way, the average price per square foot of a vacant lot that's sold in the Palisades to date, $254 a square foot. This week in the Alphabet Street land listings, there are 13 lots on the market right now. 108 have sold since the fire, 6 are in escrow. And this just sold pre-market. 815 Hartzell Street sold for $1,525,000, a 5,200 footer. Now this, in my opinion, sold a little under market at $293 because I'm seeing these selling, in the more like 1.7 to 1.8 kind of category. And this just sold 837 Chautauqua. Also, this sold off market. It's a 6,500 square footer, sold for $2,120 or $326 a foot. Now this feels like it's pretty much at the market, at the top of the market, I should say. This week in the Via Bluff land listings, 27 lots on the market, 74 have sold since the fire, 6 are in escrow. The average price per square foot in the Via Bluffs, $306 a foot. Now just listed, 15241 Via de las Olas. This is the front row of the bluff, so this is the front row. And this is a 6,500 square foot lot almost. Listed at $5.5 million. Now this is a little on the higher side, but let's face it, there's only a few front row properties, and this is a nice southwest aspect. This will always command a premium in Southern California. Best front row you can get. This just listed 701 Via de la Paz. This has a story. Okay. This is a 8,300 square foot lot, okay? It previously had a 6,600 square foot house on it. Now, interestingly, it just sold like 3 weeks ago or whatever for $2 million, which I frankly thought sold a little under market. Now back on the market at 3.2 or 3,195. Interesting. All right, this just sold 677 Swarthmore. Sold for $2.2 million. It's a 5,850 square foot lot or $367 a foot. So this is on the higher side, but it is closer to the village, right on the corner there of Swarthmore and Carthage. Sold for $2.2. Just sold 533 Swarthmore. This is like 2 blocks from the bluff. So some people like to be closer to the bluffs. They can go down and watch the sunset or, just have a little bluff time. Some like to be closer to the village. This just sold almost 5,000 square foot lot. So a little on the smaller side for $1,650 or $331 a foot. That's pretty right on, I think, price-wise. This week in the Huntington existing homes category, sorry, a little itchy nose there, 8 active listings, 13 have sold, 1's in escrow, and we have just sold 408 Ocampo. Oh, this is a nice house. Okay, this is a 5,350 square foot house on an 8562 lot, sold for $8.9 million. Now this was done originally by the Liner, Stuart and Stephanie Liner are developers of really quality homes. Some of the stuff they're doing now is way up there in the 2030s. I've sold some of their projects, really nice. This week in the Riviera existing homes, 23 properties on the market, a lot to choose from in the Riviera. 32 have sold since the fire, 3 are in escrow, and just listed 990 Corsica. Now this is new construction, it's not completed yet, probably be done somewhere in the fall or so at the end of the year. And this is a 10,200 square foot house. Wow, big house on a 14.7 lot listed at 19. Might be a touch high, but it's pretty close. Just this week in the El Medio Bluffs land listings, there are 10 lots on the market. 27 have sold, one's in escrow. The average price per square foot on the lots there, $284. And this just sold, 16043 Temecula, sold for $2.3 million. Now this has a lot and a half. It's a really nice, and it's 8,200 square feet, I think. Nice. One of the primo lots sold for 2.3. It started at 215 and it went over. At 267 a foot, your average is 284. I like this buy. It's an extra oversized lot, so that'll always command a premium. Marquez Knolls land listings this week, 44 properties on the market. That's a lot of properties, a good inventory to choose from. 87 have sold, 6 are in escrow. Just a lot of action here. Look at this, just sold. 847 J. Conway sold for $1.3 million. It was close to 10,000 square foot lot. Now that side of J. Con, the lots go up in the back. Probably 60-70% of these lots are flat, so not bad. Listed at 1,325, sold at $1.3 million, or $132 a foot. This just listed 17053 Livorno as listed for 1.5. Now this is in the loop section of Livorno, which I really like. It's kind of like its own little neighborhoody like spot there. And this listed for 1.5. It's a 6,100 square foot flat lot. Just listed 1026 Enchanted, interestingly, sold last year for $5 million. Back on the market for $5.2. It's a big lot, it's 37,000 square feet. Not all that's flat, but it does have really killer views on a flag lot. It's pricey, but it is kind of unique. All right, so there's that. Just sold, 16835 Livorno, sold for $1,140,000. Look at this, it went on at $899 or $900, and I remember talking about saying this is a killer deal. So it did sell a little over, 6,174 square foot lots. A little bit of that went up in the back there, so it's probably 50 something, 5,500. So 1,140 at 176 of square foot. Check it out, it's exactly what the average is there. So maybe that's how they came to that number. Just sold, 1170 Tellum Drive. Okay, Tellum is a little loop street, goes off of Upper Lockman. You get great views off of this street. This was listed at 2.2, sold for 2,125, 13,000 foot lot. A lot of that was flat. It does have really nice views. So you look straight back into the mountains and to the side all across Santa Monica Bay. So pretty killer views. It's 156 a foot. So I like this buy. It's a good one. All right, just sold 16521 Las Casas Place for $1,250,000, 9,000 square foot lot. I've sold property. I sold houses on this. Well, no houses there anymore. And what's cool about it is you look down into this really cool canyon with beautiful old oak trees and stuff. So it will require more engineering, but it does set up for some really cool settings. 1,250 on that. I think that was a decent buy. This week in the Marquez Knolls existing homes, 5 homes on the market right now. 16 are sold, 1's in escrow, and we have just sold 1257 Bienvenida, sold for 2,843. It's 2,800 square foot house in pretty nice shape. A little bit dated, but it's pretty nice. Kind of modern, little boxy, canyon. Just sold 16906 Enchanted Place, sold for 3,575. Okay, this had some nice views. Okay, so you go up Enchanted, and then it's a little cul-de-sac street. 2,900 square foot house with a pool. You know, it was the dated updates. It was in okay condition, not perfect by any stretch. 9,900 square foot lot. Most of that flat, had some views. 3.5, you know, not bad, not bad. And just listed 1227 Tellum Drive, a 3,500 square foot, beautifully redone. And this is done by a French designer, so it has some kind of cool elements about it. In fact, I'll just comment, like it or not. There's one bathroom with green grout, so you have like pre-molded grout. I'm just kidding. You know, when you think of green grout. So it was an interesting choice, but it actually works here, okay? It's a cool house. Go, you know, check it out. It's pricey, $6,250. Does have some views. It's pricey, but nicey, as I would like to say, okay? So I like it. Will it fetch that number? Maybe. All right, just listed in the this week in the Highlands, land listings. 14 lots on the market, 29 have sold, 2 are in escrow. And just listed 17118 Avenida de la Herradura, listed for $900,000. Entry level lot for the Palisades, 6422, flat lot, you know. Not bad at all. It's a way to get into the Palisades, under $1 million. And this week in Casa Lamar land listings, 14 active listings, 15 have sold. The average price per square foot, $268, and just listed 17624 Tramonto Drive, listed for almost $3 million, $2,950. And this is 7,863 square feet. Now, most of this goes down the hill, but this is that part of Tramonto at the very top where you look out and it's like jetliner ocean views. It's amazing, but there is no flat land on these lots. I remember most of these houses were built by Ira West. He built some cool houses. He was a great guy. Anyway, this one had on it a 2,000 square foot house. So at $3 million, might be a touch high, I think, personally. All right, this week in the Casa Lamar existing homes, 6 homes on the market, 7 have sold, and just listed 216 Notre Genta. This is a classic, you know, it's kind of Mediterranean, Italian Mediterranean, 1928 vintage, and it survived. Oh, the gods were with it. I love it. Anyway, it's a 7333 square foot house. Lot, 2,900 square foot house. Charming as can be. And what's notable about it is it has this amazing greenhouse in the backyard. Big, substantial greenhouse that they actually flex use for, like, you know, al fresco dining and entertaining. It's kind of cool. I like this. It's listed at $4 million. It had sold in the past for more, so I think it's a solid buy. And this week in the Sunset Mesa land listings, 11 lots on the market right now. 27 have sold, 4 are in escrow, and just sold 3704 Seahorn Drive, sold for $1,280 or $202 a foot. By the way, the average price up there on the lots, $184. Good values. And this is a 6325 lot, and it had a 2270 house on it. Now, this is the side of Seahorn where they're mostly 1 stories, because the ones behind them can go 2 stories, so they can see over, you know, they step them so that everybody gets a view. That was the big thing with the Mesa. And you have to keep that in mind when building there. So at $1,280, I like this buy. I hope this information has been helpful to you. And if you're thinking of finding your perfect property, you know, I look at more property than just about anyone. Or if you're thinking of selling, I've negotiated my clients through the toughest of markets, and I'm here for you too. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.